So part two goes into really, what would I call it? It would be like showing um, the rules, or maybe I would say the cardinal principles for making a Negro. They have 6 cardinal principles for making. Well, first you break them and you divide them, and then they have these 6 principles that's coming up that we're going to discuss.
Cardinal principles for making a Negro. For fear that our future generations may not understand the principles of breaking both of the beasts together, the nigger and the horse, we understand that short-range planning economics results in periodic economic chaos. So that
Now, wait a minute, y'all. Did they just compare the control of black people and horses to economics, saying that being able to control both the Negro and the horse is economical for them? Meaning, when I say economical, meaning that they make money, they get rich, they become wealthy. Keep listening.
Avoid turmoil in the economy, it requires us to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning, articulating both skill-sharp perceptions. We lay down the following principles for long-range comprehensive economic planning. 1. Both horse and niggers is no good to the economy in the wild or natural state.
So they call a wild horse or a wild nigger a horse or a Negro that's in his natural state. His native mind and his cultural mind, being who he was created to be, he's no good to the economics of white people in that state. The horse is no good to the economic state of white people in that state, that wild state, because the horse ain't gonna let you ride him in his original state. And the black man is not gonna let you ride his back in that original and use him in that original state either. So he has to be broken. That's the whole point. So the Willie Lynch is all about making money. His program or his principles is about helping white people to get rich and make money off of black people.
2. Both must be broken and tied together for orderly production. 3. For orderly future, special and particular attention must be paid to the female and the youngest offspring.
Okay, wait. Let's run that back. Hold up. What did he say?
3. For orderly future, special and particular attention must be paid to the female and the youngest offspring.
What is orderly future? For things to in the future to go as planned and in order, the special attention has to be placed on the female, the black female, and the youngest child. Why is that? Good question.
4. Both must be crossbred to produce a variety and a division of labor. 5. Both must be taught to respond to you in a peculiar new language. 6. Psychological and physical instruction of containment must be created for both.
Physical containment, meaning they have to be, the slaves, the niggers, have to be contained in an area, a controlled area, like the ghetto, the hood? Are we still being contained? And the only way out of that containment is by being programmed. And I've said this many times. The educational system was set up to program us to be the niggas they wanted us to be, this Willie Lynch nigga. The educational system, once you get your diploma, that diploma is saying that you're a safe nigga and that you can, white people are safe to have you around them because you've been indoctrinated or programmed into the way in which you're supposed to think, act, and conduct yourself. Now, for those that refuse to go through the educational system and they dropped out or whatever like that, do you know that they have this thing in place where if you don't have a high school diploma, that you will have a hard time getting a good job? It's not impossible, but the statistics are very low that you would get a good job without a high school diploma. So they've put these things in place in order for us to go through that process. And I know I hear what you all are thinking and saying. For those of you that got your high school diploma, you got your degrees, you got your master, and is it ironic that it's called the master's degree? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not speaking against you guys. I'm showing you this Willie Lynch programming or this Willie Lynch process is not something that's just was happening in the 1700s. It's happening in the 2026 here now. It's happening right now, and we are perpetuating it. He said it himself. White people don't have to be in the hood, and it's still happening. Man. All right, let's listen. Okay, now it won't let it play. Okay, y'all, they really don't want me to be very successful with this. You know, and it's very ironic that when we use their technology, you know, and we begin to share information like this, even over these internet airwaves, you know, this is their internet airwaves that we're recording on, and they control them, you know. And so for us, whenever we're trying to do something to lift ourselves out of the condition that we are in, we fall victim to sabotage, I'd have to call it, being sabotaged in some way or another. And all of a sudden now, this video won't play. I don't know what the challenge is, but you know what? This is what we're going to do. I want you all to hold fast, because we're going to get this fixed. My mom always used to say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We're going to do some skinning today, because we're not going to let them sabotage us. Let's see if we can get this thing up and running. Y'all give me 1 minute. Uh-oh. There we go. Boom. Let's see. Let's see what we're working with here. Okay, now we don't have any audio. Let's see why. All right, let's do this. Okay. Why don't we have audio, y'all? Come on. Man, this is just amazing. And this is the most important part of it, where they break it down about how they did what they did. And they are not going to let you guys hear this, or they're not going to let me react to it in real time. Okay, let me delete the video. Let me delete it and bring it back. See, we gonna keep this going, and then I'll edit it before I put it out, so that hopefully it'll still.
Cardinal principles for making a Negro.
All right, here we go. Let's get to where we was at.
Are dangerous, even if captured, for they will have the tendency to seek their customary freedom. And
okay, let's go back.
6 principles laid down about.
Okay.
Accordingly, both a wild horse and a wild or natural nigger are dangerous, even if captured, for they will have the tendency to seek their customary freedom, and in doing so might kill you in your sleep. You cannot rest. They sleep while you are awake, and are awake while you are asleep. They are dangerous near the family house, and it requires too much labor to watch them away from the house. Above all, you cannot get them to work in this natural state. Hence, both the horse and the nigger must be broken. That is, breaking them from one form of mental life to another. Keep the body and take the mind.
Are you hearing this? Break the mind. What does that mean? When you break a person mentally and psychologically, and you program them to think a certain way and to act a certain way, because basically how you think perpetuates how you act. So if a person can control your thoughts and how you think and the way that you think, then they can control the way that you act as well. And this is what he's saying here, that his method that he was introducing to these slave owners that they were implementing was something that was going to be able to control slaves for years, he said, maybe thousands of years. Come on, let's go.
In other words, break the will to resist. Now, the breaking process is the same for both the horse and the nigger, only slightly varying in degrees. But as we said before, there is an art in long-range economic planning. You must keep your eye and thoughts on the female and the offspring of the horse and the nigger. A brief discourse in offspring development will shed light on the key to sound economic principles.
Wait a minute. What did he say? Let's run that back.
The female and the offspring of the horse and the nigger. A brief discourse in offspring development will shed light on the key to sound economic principles.
A brief discourse to offspring development. Discord, we know discord means break or to disconnect. To disconnect off the offspring's development. What kind of development are they talking about? Are they talking about physical development, emotional development, psychological development, educational development? And if any of them, if all of them are broken, that means that offspring, the child, is going to be hindered in their development in some way or another. And they saying that focusing on that and focusing on the mother is key in this programming or in this process that he's implementing. Let's listen some more.
Pay little attention to the generation of original breaking, but concentrate on future generations.
You hear that? Look to the future. So what they're looking for in their breaking someone in the present, that breaking is not something that they have to constantly do year after year after year after year. It's something that's perpetual, meaning that once you break one, you break them all. This is the concept. But now, so in breaking the child's development, that's going to affect the mother, because the mothers love their children, right? And they'll fight and they'll give up their life to protect their children. So that means in order to protect her children, that mother is going to submit to whatever that slave master asks her to do. And then he'll get, that's why they call it a temporary break. He'll then get up off of her children temporarily, so that she now has succumbed to his will. As long as he leave her children alone, she'll do anything and everything he asks her to do. And at some point, again, like I said earlier, if you do it long enough, it becomes a habit, so that he don't have to every year or every generation introduce this concept to the slave. She passes it down to her children because it has become what's the word we call it? It's not legacy. It's what is the term? It becomes a tradition. There it is. It becomes the tradition of how you're supposed to act and how you're supposed to conduct yourself, how you're supposed to carry yourself. This is the tradition that she passes down generation after generation, because it's become a habit. She's been programmed and taught to do this, so now it's become a habit. Let's listen some more.
Therefore, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring in its early years of development.
Y'all hear this? Breaking the mother is what gives them their weapon or their tool in order to break the children. Come on, man.
And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you, for her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process.
You see this? Her natural ability to protect her children has been broken, and the only way she can protect them is to be broken and to give in to that slave master's will and what he desires for her to do. That's it. This is where it started, and this is where it's continually and perpetually continuing on generation after generation. This is why this Willie Lynch thing is something that we really need to look into, because it's not just something that happened in the 1700s. It's something that's happening right now. Our women are broken. Our men are broken. Our children are broken. Now, I'm not saying that to say that we are unsalvageable. We can't be saved or anything like that. I'm saying that we need to be aware of the fact that we're broken so that we can fight against that mentality, that way of thinking, that way of acting. We have to resist it in order to get back to our natural and normal selves.
For example, take the case of the wild stud horse, a female horse, and an already infant horse, and compare the breaking process with two captured nigger males in their natural state, a pregnant nigger woman and her infant offspring. Take the stud horse, break him for limited containment. Completely break the female horse until she becomes very gentle, whereas you or anybody can ride her in her comfort. Breed the mare and the stud until you have the desired offspring. Then you can turn the stud to freedom until you need him again. Train the female horse where she will eat out of your hand, and she will in turn train the infant horse to eat out of your hand also.
What does that really mean? What does that mean? To eat out of your hand. See, when you break a horse and they get to the point to where they eat out of your hand, that means they have succumbed or submitted to you for everything that they need. All of their needs, they submit to you for those things. When you break a female, a black female, and teach her to eat out of your hands, it's not like a horse eating out of your hand. It's when you accept government subsidies. See, the government is the plantation owner now. And when you get on aid, when you get these government subsidies and welfare and all of this stuff, this is you eating out of their hands. They're feeding you. They're clothing you. They are the ones that give you all of the things that sustain you, the necessary things in life that you need in order to be sustained as a human being. They are supplying that for you, and you are eating out of their hands. This is what this represents. Let's keep listening.
When it comes to breaking the uncivilized nigger, use the same process, but vary the degree and step up the pressure, so as to do a complete reversal of the mind. Take the meanest and most reckless nigger, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, the female, and the nigger infant. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a different horse faced in the opposite direction, set him on fire, and beat both horses to pull him apart in front of the remaining nigger. The next step is...
Okay, hold on. Now, what you just saw there is why we don't have black leaders anymore. See, they look for those kind of Negroes, the ones that are rebellious, the ones that will resist all their programming, and the one that could galvanize the rest of the Negroes to resist their programming. They have to set an example of him. So they kill him in front of everybody so they can see this is the end result of a nigger that comes against us. When Martin Luther King decided to come against us, this is what we did to him. When Malcolm X decided to come against us, this is what happened of him. Now, if you see this enough, at some point, you'll lose the desire to stand up for your people. Are you seeing where I'm coming from here? This is part of the same Willie Lynch plan that's been played out in the 60s, 70s. Anybody that stands up for black people. Okay, let's listen some more.
To take a bullwhip and beat the remaining nigger male to the point of death in front of the female and the infant. Don't...
Okay. Now this part of beating him, see, not to death though. If you notice, this is what they're saying. They're saying that they have to strip this man in front of his woman, take away his power, his authority, strip him to the bare bones, and beat him down in front of her while she's watching, in order for her to understand, because they already got her eating out his hand, right? So once they beat him down in front of her to show his authority and his power over them both, then she truly don't have any hope. No hope at all. And then this thing about pitting the female against the man comes into play. A broke Negro, a guy that we done beat down, we took his job away, we took his authority away, he's not head of household anymore. We beat him down right in front of you. So now you don't have no respect for him. We create music in our entertainers and in our movies. We put this stuff out showing that you shouldn't respect a person like this. This Negro ain't got no money. He ain't got no job. He ain't got no car. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job if you want to be with me. All these things are programming us into acting the way that they want us to act. And we're falling right in line, just like sheep and cattle.
Kill him, but put the fear of God in him, for he can be useful for future breeding.
See, again,
Cardinal principles.
The only thing that they want after they break him and they beat him down in front of you, the only thing that he is good for is breeding. Breeding, sex. This is why sex is so prevalent in society, because it's the engine for breeding, making babies. That's all they care about. New slaves. They need new slaves to replace the old slaves. So this is all the man is good for after they beat him down. And this is the only thing that he programmed his woman to see him as being good for. A good effing. That's it. That's part 2, y'all. We're going to go into part 3 tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Peace. I'm out.